worship the moon. I worship the moon. My knees fall weak, my heart doth swoon. I worship the moon. Through the streets, back to me, falling eyes, I can't see.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to Thoughts on Bots, everyone. Thank you all so much for showing up. I appreciate you. This is Thoughts on Bots. This is with Geartooth Red Jefferson. Geartooth Red Jefferson. Real Geartooth. Call the hotline, 201-574-7222. We want your messages, pictures, anything you got. I'll take it. We started the round of 32. Round of 32 started today, and it's very exciting. We're all very excited. Sound off for the chat. Let me know you're here. We also have a lot of fun hats for me. See the hats. You see the thing. There we go. Now a mustache. A lot of fun we're going to have. As you can see, we're already having so much fun. Very wild night. Very wild night. And I'll say I was right on a lot of things, and I was wrong on a lot of things. And we're going to find out which ones. But first off, follow Loserly's Wrestling. Follow Loserly's Wrestling. If you like wrestling, you should follow our stream. There's a lot of fun things with it. You should check it out. That's Loserly's Wrestling on Instagram, all those things. And also YouTube, we have a lot of things on there. But we're here to talk about bots. I'm not trying to talk about wrestling. Push that on you. We are talking bots. We got Roy in the chat already. I'd like the lead guy from EndGame so much more if he wore his suit jacket without a shirt underneath. That's a great idea. Honestly, it's a great look. There's a certain someone, Sean Spears is really pushing for that look. Let's see if we could get the EndGame guys to do that as well. It definitely would make you like them more. Because I don't really like them very much right now. They seem smug. And they look like they're in Top Gun. Moving on. We got to start with the top. We have to start with the match at the top of the card. By the way, this is the round of 32. We already described. This is a tournament. So I did not know what the matches were going to be going into tonight. I had the bracket. I didn't know which side of the bracket they were going to start from. It does make sense that they'd go left from right. It does make sense. So we're going to start with the first match of the night. Shatter versus Riptide. Shatter versus Riptide. We got Shatter here run by Adam Wrigley. The hammer spike button. It's a big hammer. I think the most powerful hammer in the competition. Beta is pretty good, but I think this one's more powerful. And it's got omnidirection, so it could go back, forth, left, right, and diagonal, which makes it very dangerous. Going up against Riptide, a rookie bot. They had a pretty good first year. I think they were 2-1. They got a big win over Huge on the onset. Like their first win immediately was very quick. They knocked him right out of the ring. So they have a lot of steam going into this. But I'll tell you what, I was not expecting this match. They demolished Shatter. They just kept pushing it around, knocking it around a little bit, pushed it into the corner. Its hammer got stuck in the wall, and then it started smoking. As you can see from the illustration, it started smoking. And then we get Riptide with the quick victory there. Riptide moves on to the tournament. Roy says they do seem smug. They do seem smug. I have a lot of opinions on a lot of these builders. For instance, Shatter's builder, he seems like he knows he's he thinks he's the smartest guy in the pits. He thinks he's the smartest guy back there. I could just tell, and he's very fond of his hair. While the Riptide guys, they were really full of themselves when they won against Huge, and they got humbled real bad in their first loss. They thought they were just going to steamroll everyone. But they did steamroll over Shatter tonight. So we'll see them move on in the tournament. I can't wait to talk about the tournament bracket. It's going to be at the end. Stay tuned. Stay tuned to the end of this. Don't just leave. Don't just leave. I'm looking at you. Smash the like button. Smash the like button. Each one of you smash the like button. Moving on. Hypershock versus P1. Hypershock versus P... Oh, by the way, Shatter versus Riptide. I give that 3 gears. 3 gears. I haven't come up with a graphic yet. It's a 1 through 5 system, and I give it 3 gears. You should watch this. It was pretty enjoyable. Short match, but very enjoyable. And they won by KO. Hypershock versus P1. And this was a fast match, fast and speed. Hypershock here, run by Will Bales, a vertical disc spinner. They were looking really good this year. Probably the best they've ever looked in the preseason. So there's a lot of high hopes for Will Bales going into this. Versus P1. We got P1 here, run by Brandon Zielinski. It's just a lifter, but it's so sharp. It's so sharp and smooth. And it just drives real fast. Both of these bots drive real fast. I was very excited to see what this one was going to hold. We get this match starting off. They're kind of dancing around each other, trying to get some lifts. Hypershock does get a big hit in the beginning, but they land on their feet. P1 lands on their feet, and then Hypershock goes to try and get a big hit on P1, but they just slide right off the lifter and flip themselves upside down, and they were upside down for the most of this match. Driving around upside down, trying to knock into the walls to flip themselves back over, and P1 was getting a lot of control points here, moving around the battle box, putting them onto that upper deck. Then Will Bales did end up getting himself flipped back over, as you can see here from the illustration, and get some big pops on P1, pushes in the corner, but their vertical disc spinner stopped working. Oh, by the way, I do have sound effects. We forgot about this. No, I'll stop doing the fart ones. We'll have some fun. I should have started the show off with this. Holler if you hear me. We're having a lot of fun. So yeah, he gets the control. I don't know what the hell that was. So Hypershock does get control at the end, but the weapon wasn't working, and it goes to the judge's decision, and it was unanimous. P1 won. It was because of all the control. Roy says the music is great. Thank you so much. It's very faint in the background. Is it too low, Roy? Let me know if it's too low, and let me know what you think of the sound effects. I'm very proud of them. Yeah, thank you. And
hello there.
I'm gonna get more as they come. They're gonna be new ones each time. So yeah, P1 won here. I thought Hypershock was gonna take this, but I'm happy for P1. They're a good bot. They run well. They're very durable. And they're exciting. There's something about a bot that doesn't have a really strong primary weapon, and they're just kind of in there to try and get the control that I really enjoy. They're usually great matches. Moving on, we have Scorpios versus MALICE. This is to get the number 32 spot. Roy says the sound effects are the best. Thank you so much. Redley says, I watch the ads for you. Thank you so much, Redley. I appreciate it. Please don't skip over those ads. We need every dime they give us. You got Scorpios here. Scorpios run by Zach and Diana Little. They're adorable. And I want them to go far. I always want them to go far. And they're going up against MALICE here. They're going up against MALICE, run by Bunny Sorial. It's a horizontal drumette spinner, and she's fine. But this bot, I'm never really sold on it. Not a big fan. Roy says sound effects on every show. That sounds good to me. That was not the one I wanted to do. That's the one I wanted to do. But so they have this match here, and Scorpios just messes them up emotionally, pushes them around, immediately bum rushes MALICE, causing MALICE's drum spinner to stop working immediately within seconds. And then they just pushed him around the box, getting big hits on MALICE, and they really didn't stand a chance. So Scorpios wins this by judge's decision, and they are now in the round of 32. They're going to be facing EndGame at the end of the night. Let's see how they fare against them. Moving on, we got Minotaur versus BLOODSPORT. Boy, do I love my Minotaur. We have Minotaur here, run by our Brazilian team, RioBots. It's headlined by Marco Megliero, but it's driven by my friend Daniel Fuentes. Love Daniel Fuentes. Bless him and his intensity. Great guy. Just seems like a sweet guy. We all could root for him. It's a big horizontal drum spinner, and they're a legend, and I really like them going into this. They're going up against BLOODSPORT, run by, what's his name? Justin Marples. You see Marples here. And it's just a horizontal bar spinner. They've been very effective the past couple of years, but honestly, going up against Minotaur, no one really has a good shot. But they didn't have it this round. Minotaur just slams into him a bunch. As you can see from the illustration, just messes them up. Pieces of them flying all over the place. They didn't lose a tire. They broke off pieces of their blade, but we're just going to have the tire here for the effect. smashes them up a bunch. They do go to the judge's decision. And we do get Minotaur with the pretty good victory. By the way, I forgot to tell you all I have to be more careful with my gear ratings. Hypershock versus P1 got a 3.5 gears. Watch that match. A lot of fun. Scorpios versus Malice, 2.5 gears. You could skip it. Minotaur versus BLOODSPORT, 3.5 gears. 3.5 gears. That's a pretty good gear score. And I love Minotaur. I see them going far in this competition. And I can't wait to talk about the bracket at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. Please stay tuned for that. I have to become more consistent with these sound effects. I feel like I should have designated ones, maybe relabel them for specific times. But you know, it's almost the end of the tournament. This show's not gonna be around forever, so you better get your enjoyment out of it right now. HIJINX versus SAWBLAZE is up next. We got HIJINX versus SAWBLAZE. HIJINX here, run by Jen Herkenroder. Jen Herkenroder, it's a horizontal bar spinner. They've been having a pretty good year so far. They're probably their best year so far. They've been doing pretty well, but I've never been really sold on this bot. I don't like the design. I just don't like the design. It seems like there's just a lot of area to hit. But we got against SAWBLAZE, and God bless them. I don't think anyone thought that they stood a chance against SAWBLAZE. This match goes to prove it. They immediately go after them. So, HIJINX never gets the ability to speed up their bar. And they just take them to town, chopping off their tail, smashing up. They broke a piece of their engine off. It was dangling outside. It was disgusting. We saw the insides. It was very hard to watch. Very hard to watch. No smoke or fire, but we did get a lot of bot pieces across the battle box. And you got Jameson Go's bot here. It's by the way, I didn't mention it's a hammer saw on fire. They're moving on, and honestly, I see them as going to be in the finals. I see them in the finals. They're top 4, definitely. We'll talk about that more in a bit. Roy says, love HIJINX. Softer, lighter colors. How fun. Very fun. Very fun. And this match was a lot of fun. This gets 4 gears. This was the highest rated one of the show. Highest rated match of the show. Definitely go see this. You know, it's not a back and forth match. It's very one-sided, but boy, is it... It's a pretty enjoyable beatdown. Moving on, we got Witch Doctor versus Mammoth. So Witch Doctor was supposed to face Glitch tonight. Witch Doctor was supposed to face Glitch, but Glitch couldn't get their weapon working. No! And so they had Mammoth be the sub. Because it was actually really run by Ricky Willems, this 5'6" bot. It's a rotary lifter. They weren't even in the top 32. They were basically top 33 or top 34. They couldn't get in, but they are a substitute for Glitch rather than just shift the entire tournament over, which would be ridiculous. They're going up against Witch Doctor here, run by Mike and Andrea Galately. It's a vertical disc spinner. And they've been having a pretty good season. 2-1, I believe, is their record. And this match, there's a reason why Mammoth wasn't in the top 32. And I like Mammoth. I'm not mad at Mammoth. It's just there's too many flaws with Mammoth. It's too open for attack. There's just too many pieces to hit. And Witch Doctor, if you're speedy, you could destroy Mammoth. And they did. They just took off chunks of Mammoth. There was a tire floating around, so we're all happy about that. We got a tire broken off for the graphic there. We're all happy about. And Witch Doctor just beats him up. We got Witch Doctor with a KO. They stopped moving because they broke off their wheels. They couldn't move. This match gets 3 gears. 3 gears. It's fun to watch. It's fun to watch. It's kind of sad to see Ricky Willems lose because he really had his heart into winning, you know. But it's okay. It's okay. He did well, and maybe he'll do something different next year that'll make Mammoth even more powerful. We'll find out. Bless you. Moving on, for some reason, they... Hold on, I want to make sure I have a sound effect. For some reason, they didn't show the Copperhead versus Lucky and Uppercut versus Huge matches. Absolutely. And it really was upsetting. Honestly, very upsetting because specifically the uppercut versus huge match looked like it was going to be a lot of fun. Uppercut versus huge was one of the matches that I was most excited about seeing, and they kind of just skipped over it. They kind of just showed the highlights. So Copperhead versus Lucky. Copperhead wins. They just beat up Lucky a lot, it looks like, and I think they got judge's decision, but it went the distance, I believe. And Uppercut versus Huge, also judge's decision because they got a double knockout. They just beat each other up and they got a double knockout. Why didn't they show us that match? Why didn't they show us that match? They could have cut, Scorpios versus Malice. We didn't need to see Scorpios versus Malice. We're going to see whoever wins that match later in the night. Why would they get rid of Uppercut versus Huge? It was just very upsetting, and I think we could all agree that it was bad. So moving on, we got the main event of the night, EndGame versus Scorpios. EndGame versus Scorpios. EndGame, last year's champs, 3-0. They look unstoppable. Run by Nick, maybe. Vertical disc spinner. Yes, it's unstoppable. Yes, it's had a tough... It really destroyed the top bots this preseason. Against Scorpios, they just had a match earlier tonight. Not up to snuff, necessarily. Like, not in the best condition. They had to kind of fix things up as they go. I don't necessarily like the idea that Scorpios had to fight 2 matches in a row. But that's the game. That's the deal they were dealt. The cards they were dealt. That's the word. But we get EndGame just demolishing Scorpios, smashing it up real good, pushing it into the corner, and then getting it stuck on that upper deck platform, which gets the count out victory. And EndGame gets the win here. Gets the win. And so no surprise there, honestly. I think we could all agree that there was no surprise there. Red was right. Okay, good. So let's talk about the top bots of the night. My top bots of the night, are the bots that I feel that shone brightest. I'm going to have to say Riptide gets the number 3 spot. Where the heck is Riptide? Riptide gets the number 3 spot here. They just showed a lot of heart. I wasn't expecting them to do so well against Shatter, but they really demolished that bot. And they pulled out a 3.0. 3-star gear match. 3 gear match. Sorry. There's no stars here. Next up, we get... I really should have looked at this beforehand. Oh, I know who I'm going to pick. Next up, we get Minotaur. My boys from Brazil. They did a great job. That's in the 2nd place spot. Really liked them beating up BLOODSPORT. They should have been more decisive. I would have loved a real... stronger victory, even though it was pretty strong. I would have loved a KO. But the top bot of the night, do I have the graphic? Yes, I do. Is SAWBLAZE. SAWBLAZE did such a great job of destroying Hijinks, breaking off pieces. A lot of fun to watch, and they get the crown, the top bot, as you can see from the graphic. A little crown on their head. Very exciting stuff. And now let's talk about the brackets. I don't have any applause. That'll do. That'll do, right? That's for me not having an applause button. Here's the brackets that we have right here. So we have next, we're going to have a lot of matches coming up. I can't really read that because obviously I make things too small. So we have EndGame versus Minotaur next. I'm going to go out on a limb. And tell me what you think. I think Minotaur is beating EndGame. I see Minotaur beating EndGame. Copperhead versus Witch Doctor. I'm seeing Copperhead. We're going to have a Minotaur versus Copperhead, which is nuts. Then we're going to have SAWBLAZE versus P1. Bless P1 to death. SAWBLAZE is taking that. I think we could all agree. Then Uppercut versus Riptide. I'm saying Uppercut's going in that. I don't think Riptide has the power to beat Uppercut. Now things are getting real dicey. And it's very interesting matchups from here on out. We got Minotaur versus Copperhead. I'm taking Minotaur. I think this is their year to get in the finals, and I'm hoping so. I'm seeing Minotaur right there, and SAWBLAZE versus Uppercut. Uppercut won last time, but Jameson Go has had some momentum on his side. I'm saying SAWBLAZE is going to be in the finals against Minotaur, which is going to be a rematch from early in the season. And I pray to God Minotaur is more ready. But I honestly think SAWBLAZE is going to take it. they're going to the finals. I'm calling it right now. SAWBLAZE is going to be in the finals. And now we're looking at the other side. Quick rundown of who I think is going to win next week. Ribot versus Hydra, because Hydra is going to be defender. You best believe. Hydra is going to win against Ribot. Mad Cat or Black Dragon. Mad Cat is going to win. Blip versus Valkyrie. I'm going Blip. They're going to toss them up in there and they're going to break that weapon. Jackpot versus Tombstone. I'm going Tombstone. I believe that Tombstone can break Jackpot before Jackpot breaks Tombstone. But in all honesty, it's a flip of a coin. Whiplash versus Ice Wave. Whiplash. You got to go Whiplash. Cobalt versus Yeti. That's a hard one. That is a hard one. But I think Cobalt is built harder and tougher than Yeti this year. Yeti used to be built a little harder and tougher. But I don't see Cobalt's weapon breaking. I see Yeti's weapon breaking. Rotator versus Captain Shredderator. Rotator. Tantrum versus Gigabyte. I'm going Tantrum. They're very sturdy and they'll pop them up in the air. We're going to have a graphic up next week for who I think is going to be facing SAWBLAZE. But this is my predictions right now. Tell me what you think. Let me know. Sound off in the comments as you see this video, whenever you see it. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Let's get back to the main screen so we can close this out. This is Thoughts on Bots. Thoughts on Bots with Red Jefferson. Call the hotline 201-574-7222. If you like pro wrestling, which I'm assuming you do because you like BattleBots and it's there's a lot of I think there's a lot of crossover in the audiences. Definitely follow Loserly's Wrestling. Watch some of our review shows. Our news show that happens every Saturday is this Saturday at 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. You should check that out. And also check us out on Twitter, Loserly's Pod on Twitter, Loserly's Pod on gmail.com, at gmail.com, not on Gmail. And make sure also to follow us on Instagram, and TikTok, same. My name is Red Geartooth Jefferson. Geartooth Red Jefferson. Please write individual emails to BattleBots to let them know I exist and that you want me to maybe run their Instagram. Something. You tell me what I could do. I'm open to suggestions. Thank you all so much. Have a great night. Gears off to you. I'm gonna work on that. Let's get a siren as I. Bye.
Through the streets, back to me, falling eyes, I can't see all night long, but not too soon. I worship the moon. Worship the moon. My knees fall weak, my heart doth swoon.